What up, y'all? I am Vegas, and this is One2FlowOn. The topic today is for the culture. Now, it's been a while, you know what I'm saying, first and foremost, win or lose. But it's been a while since I've done one of these. Brother been a little busy. But as you may know by now, the BET Awards, it's annual, happens every year. I don't watch every year. Um, but I do kind of check to see what happens in the cipher. I think it's one of the dopest things the BET Hip Hop Awards has done throughout the years, and some ciphers are good and some are whack. And I haven't had the opportunity to watch them all yet. I did see the Rhapsody joint with all the female MCs. I thought that was pretty dope. But the talk of the town is Eminem, who's been in the BT Cypher previously, um, appearing on this version of the Cypher and, kind of getting at Donald Trump um, heavily. And that's not really what I want to talk about when I'm saying for the culture. I'm going to talk about it, of course, but it's the fact that it's not just Eminem going at Donald Trump. I figured he would. That's what Eminem does. See, a lot of people who, and I'm talking to you, black hip hop fans, not everyone, because I'm not one of them, but those that tend to really only define Eminem by the fact that he's white and he's popular because he's white, and if he was black, he wouldn't be as good or he'd be regular. I don't agree with that notion. Is he the greatest MC of all time? No, I wouldn't say that, because there's just way too many MCs who I will impress with more, mainly because they spoke more to me. But lyrically, he is in my top 20. He may even be in my top 10, to be honest, because it's a lot of things that he does lyrically that they just aren't dudes who are doing it on that level. And I think when you bring sales into the conversation, you cancel it out. It's the same thing with somebody who brings sales into somebody to say they're really good. It's the same difference when a guy brings in sales with Eminem to say he's only good because of sales, which isn't true. But more importantly, it's about the message of this particular cipher, right? So, talking about Donald Trump, what rapper hasn't at this point, you know? But one part that was very interesting to me is the fact that M addressed his fans, said he's drawing a line in the sand, bars, but that's his bars. So I'm not like you new cats. So I'm not gonna bite. I'm not gonna claim that. But drawing a line in the sand amongst his fans. Now that's key. That said to me, I need to do a video. You know why? Because that speaks to all of those dudes, all those hip hop fans, particularly black, who say that Eminem is only popular, but because of him being Caucasian. And some of that is true. You know what I'm saying? But he's basically jeopardizing his fan base, the ones that you said made him popular, made him hot, by saying that. And this isn't the first time he's done that. See, that's the part about it that not all of us get. A lot of times I say on my podcast, Hip Hop Now podcast, that when usually speaking to the younger generation, when you want to understand why we think Illmatic is one of the greatest hip hop albums of all time, why we love the Wu, Biggie, why we love the 90s so much, Rakim, everybody, right? You want to know why we love them so much. You need context. You need more than just to listen to the music. Sometimes you can listen to the music and get it. You don't have to be born in that era. I love a lot of Marvin Gaye. I love a lot of stuff that was popping before I even got here. But sometimes you need context. You need to understand, why was it so dope to those cats in the 90s? What was it doing that made them feel so passionate about it in 2017, right? And I think the same goes for Eminem, but in reverse for the old heads. See, the problem with that is they can't get out of that box. They only want to hear Eminem with what's being presented on the surface, meaning singles, whatever other people are talking about that are kind of on the surface. They don't really want to know the context because they don't care. They have an opinion, which you can have, and that's the way they feel about it. But to me, your opinion is your opinion, but it's a little weak because you have to understand the context. The thing with Eminem is, as much success as he's had and the fan base that I'm pretty sure buys his music because he's white, he's done nothing but talk against them, against the status quo of pop culture, against the status quo of him being white, the opportunities he's received because he's white, and he's done a lot to counteract that as far as hip-hop culture goes. Couple examples, and I'm gonna make this quick, but a couple of examples, right? You know, he supported battle rap heavily, where some of you old heads who talk about hip-hop all the time, y'all don't even support battle rap. Y'all don't. You know what I'm saying? And of course, you have to like it. Cool. But it's hip-hop. It's hip-hop in its purest form. He put his own money into it, right? He's done nothing but name drop artists who don't get name dropped by black artists, black hip-hop artists, some of your favorite hip-hop artists. He's name dropped them. Why? Because he has a bigger audience, and he's like, oh, well, one of the guys who inspired me was Pharoah Monch. Some of his fans are like, who the hell is that? But now they're going to check for Pharoah Monch. They're probably going to a show. They're probably buying a catalog once they hear it's dope. He also did the same thing with Tretch from Naughty by Nature. Who's bringing up Naughty by Nature in 2017? Right? You know what I'm saying? I'm sure it's somewhere on the corners of the internet that's happening. But at the same time, it's Eminem who has a big platform. For whatever reason, he doesn't have to name drop these dudes. You know what I'm saying? He really doesn't. He's advertising for them. He's also recently been on this streak of wearing t-shirts that feature classic albums to him, including Onyx, their debut album, Organized Confusion. I've seen him wear like Snoop Dogg. He's worn a ton of t-shirts, and not necessarily just, again, people you know or people who are still, making some noise. Somebody like Snoop, he's still out there. But Onyx isn't. Organized Confusion, they aren't. Naughty by Nature, they just aren't. So I say all that to say this. For him to do this freestyle and to say any one of my fans who supported Donald Trump, I'm drawing a line in the sand. If you agree with him, then F you or whatever he said. I thought that was pretty dope. And I think that's a testament to what his career has been. It hasn't just been the Slim Shadys, killed my wife with my daughter and F my moms and all of that. That stuff was entertainment and a niche for him at the time. But also on a lot of those albums, especially starting with the Marshall Mathers LP and definitely on the Eminem show, he addressed a lot of what people say is the only reason why we talk about him. But you wouldn't know that because you're in your little underground area like, nah, facts, you know what I'm saying? He don't really care about the hood. He ain't do this, he ain't do that, he ain't do this, he ain't do that. Who cares, man? It's about the culture. And Eminem is for the culture whether you like it or not. And the fact that he has that platform to take our message to another level, because they're not going to hear our message. So if this dude is going to say the same message that I'm saying or you're saying, but on a higher platform in front of people who don't care when we say it, but may care when he says it, and he's willing to sacrifice all of that privilege in order to make sure that message is heard on a grand scale. If all of that you can't really get with as a hip-hop fan when it comes to Eminem, who's really not for the culture? That's going to do it for me. You can follow me on social media at Vegas World INC and check out my podcast, Hip Hop Now Podcast, available on SoundCloud.com/Hip Hop Now Podcast. The link is in the description. Subscribe, like, comment. Whether it's about Eminem, whether it's about what he spoke about, whether it's about hip-hop in general, leave your comments. Everybody's opinion matters. Trust me. Until next time, y'all, I am not a critic. I'm a fan. A Yankees fan. Peace.
Drop it on the random.